Places of worship have increasingly become targets of violence. So much so, a local gun store owner is helping churches protect their flocks. Good evening, I'm Juliana Valencia. Lisa is on assignment.
And I'm Doug Proffitt. The owners of Open Range in Crestwood say that their free church security seminars have been so popular that they're now adding more dates, trying to keep up with the demand.
WHAS 11 political editor Chris Williams joins us now. Chris?
Juliana and Doug, in J-Town, the man accused of gunning down two shoppers at a Kroger is accused of having tried to get into an historically black church before his rampage at churches and synagogues from Kentucky to Pittsburgh, San Diego to Texas. In less than 2 years, more than a dozen have been killed, others wounded, and a sense of peace shattered.
So if we aren't aware, we're behind the game to start with. So these are the things we can teach.
Open Range owner Barry Law is his team with security experts to create a class he says was born from demand by houses of worship already taking steps to protect their flocks. And while the role of a gun store owner might seem obvious to most, he insists that the seminar is not just about picking up a gun to defend against an attack. Security teams include those whose job it is to peacefully confront concerns or help evacuate if something goes wrong, and greeters trained to identify anomalies in situations.
It actually gives you time to do something else. Because if I see somebody's an issue, an anomaly, I have the opportunity to leave the area, call law enforcement, get help, get together with 4 other people, surround, whatever I need to do.
He says they also spend a lot of time going over the obvious scenario and preparing those willing to take that responsibility for the pressure they'll face to make the right call when it's time to react.
So we don't want Sister Mary to pull her .38 out that she hasn't shot ever, right? And then start trying to shoot at a bad guy. We don't want that. We want people to orderly get out if they're not going to be part of it. We want 1 or 2 people or whatever part of the team is to go neutralize the force immediately. And those guys have to know what they're doing. They can't just be concealed carry holders. That's like a learner's permit, right? They have to know what they're doing or they're going to hurt somebody else.
Does your class give some of these churches a false sense of security when this is said and done, that they think that they can go tackle anything that comes their way?
I think it's exactly the opposite. I think the class wakens them up, opens their eyes to the fact that this isn't just a casual thing we do, right? It's not just pull a gun out when there's a bad guy. It doesn't work that way. You have to be able to hit.
Their free May, June, and July events quickly booked. With demand this high, they're looking at scheduling another conference in August. Chris Williams, WHAS 11 News.